Well, would you look at that? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, especially here on Nan's apartment as we're jumping into our first Game Boy game here. That's right, we're going to jump into WWF Superstars 2 for the Game Boy. Why start with number 2 instead of the initial installment, Paul? Well, that's because this particular game has a unique tad in my history. This is one of the first wrestling games, if not the first wrestling game I ever played. That's right, this is the first game I ever got my paws on that I could get a true taste of wrestling in my own little personal world here, the WWF Superstars 2, so that's what we're going to focus on today. So as is customary here on Nan's apartment, we're going to be going after the belt here, the title, the WWF Championship here on WWF Superstars 2. But let's check out the roster here as we check out our first Game Boy game here. And we got Hulk Hogan, we got the Macho Man Randy Savage, Sid Justice, Jake the Snake Roberts, The Undertaker. And a staple of all these games back then, we got the Mountie here, which is who I always associate with this game. It's just like one of those, I never heard of the Mountie beyond this game, and I never really saw any of him compete on TV. I usually see him on merch, so it's like, who the hell's the Mountie? I don't know, he's a wrestler. Today we're going to be focusing on Jake the Snake Roberts. Why? Because
Jake Roberts, as a person and character, is a soul whose tale resonates with me, for the people in my life that both shared similar experiences, and also because of the stories in my life that shared similar ups and downs. Jake the Snake, flaws and all, is a tremendous example of what we as humans go through and survive. And you can be damn sure I'm going to celebrate his resilient spirit.
So from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 249 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts. And his opponent, from West Memphis, Arkansas, weighing 318 pounds, Sid Justice.
So this game, before we get into talking a little bit about Jake Roberts, I got to get my controls here down. I had tested this before we played today, and I did beat it as Hulk Hogan. We'll have Editing Paul showing my proof there. But this game, much like the other games we've played here on this channel, more so, I would even say, as you're just seeing right here, I'm about to talk about. This game you have to play as if it's on a grid. God. Once I get up here, I'll tell you what I'm talking about, if I can actually get up. Get up. I can't remember what I did. You try to get away, but you kind of get stuck in these situations. There we go. Okay, so basically, imagine there's a 4-square grid surrounding the hitboxes of all your favorite stars here. What my kick button is. See, imagine their hitbox is a square of 4. What you want to do, God, there's no music whatsoever here, no crowd. You want to hit the top left or top right squares if you're imagining them as a block of 4, because the computer can't really, if they can hit you, they don't understand they can hit you from there. But you have a huge advantage from that spot, which is basically what I'm sticking to right here, that top left that you saw there. I'm keeping in that hitbox. They can't do diddly squat against you if you're going to stick to that little technique. Again, I tried it on the NES games prior to this, but this seems to be the one where you can really manipulate it the most, and you can really kind of abuse that technique, because these old games, they don't understand, the computer doesn't really understand that it can strategize, or at least it's not programmed to very well, so all you have to do is just abuse the crap out of that little flaw, and you'll just be able to stomp a mud hole in them like I'm doing Jake the Snake Roberts here. But while we're talking about this game, oh no, I don't know if I can get in. Can I just, oh no. I never have a good chance with these. Oh God. Get up first. That's first things. Oh goodness, I'm going to get counted out of here. Oh, that's going to suck. That's going to suck hard. No. I didn't even think of that. Shoot. Get up. No. Will he break the count anyway? That's horseshit. What about the rules? That should break it. Oh, that's just horseshit. Talk about bad programming. Am I just out? Is that it? I've lost? Is there no countouts? What's the deal? Oh, he just wins. Oh, that's some horseshit. The result of a countout. Yeah, horseshit. Rematch, of course. Good lord. Sid Justice, like, you gonna break the computer. I'm gonna break it just as well, Paul. Let's try that again. The thing is to remember your kick button. Get away from me, Sid. Jesus Christ. Apparently, for the love of God, do not get knocked out of the ring. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Jake the Snake Roberts today. I did watch a few of his matches so I can sharpen my opinion of him, get ready for the recording. Anyway, Jake the Snake, it's hard to define what sets him apart visually and in a match from other people without context. And luckily for me, I've been watching some WCW lately, so I have the perfect context to give you here. The Wall, okay? The Wall. Late 99, 2000s WCW, The Wall, okay? The guy has passed away since, so I'm not going to dig on him that much, but basically what I want to get into is when you're in a ring, and you're a wrestler, and again, this type of advice is meant for really newer wrestlers, but if you're a wrestler, and you're in the ring here, and you're selling the match here to the fans, you're selling what's going on in the ring, I talk about a lot on this channel, basics, and remembering your basics. Again, remembering that little position here in the ring here. You're going to stay in that top 2 quadrants here. Just like that, stay in the top quadrant. But yeah, you have to remember your basics. And the very basic foundational fact of any wrestling matches, these two people are competing for a reason. It doesn't matter what the reason, but it should be, at least somewhat clear for the audience. That way, what these two people are working for in this match, it can be followed by the fans. Either way. Anyway, let's move forward. So what has to be at least conveyed is the very basic fact that these two people want to compete for reason X or Y. But, if you don't believe they're competing for a reason that they care for, if you don't believe that they're invested in this match, he's just going to lay down for me, I guess. I can't remember about the pin. Not a pin. Is it just down? I think it's just down. Get out of there. Yeah, again, and don't try to meet these guys on their plane of attack. Try to get out of it, which is what the rolling is there for. I think it's so you can roll out of the way, but you kind of get locked, and I can't. You're stuck against the rope like that. You can't really. There you go. Just try to move left or right, I guess. And he knows now he's fucked. So get out of that. Get out of that. Okay. Try to get above him. Point in case, and he tries to get out of there. Or is it B and A? I have to figure out what the pin button is. No, it's B and A. Okay.
Anyway, as we move past Sid Joseph, we'll get back to what we were talking about in just a moment. See who our next opponent is. So the winner of our match is Jake the Snake Roberts. Of course it is, because we're kicking booty. Why would you want to start over? Why is that an option? Who's our next opponent? Oh, it looks like The Undertaker, is it?
Yep, from Death Valley, weighing 328 pounds, it is The Undertaker.
But yeah, as it gets deathly quiet again, I'll get back into my rant here. You want to do what Jake the Snake Roberts does well and what The Wall and WCW does not do well, which is wear on your face that you're in a match, that you're wrestling. It's just basic selling stuff that certain people just forget nowadays because it's a lot more athletic. And so it's, psychologically speaking, I think it's more just people don't realize subconsciously what they're doing. And when you're kind of like stopping to catch your breath, or you're taking a pause, or you're setting up for the next sequence, or it's clear and readable on your face that the wheels are moving, not because you're trying to compete against a person, but because you're setting up something in the match. And it's like, that's what, to me, get up. Come on, Jake. Stop rolling around. That's what, to me, really kind of takes me out of a match. If I'm looking at someone, it's clear to me that they're working a match and they're not wrestling someone, if they're not competing, if it's more about, get out of there. Yeah. If it's more about someone's inability to immerse me, I tune out and I don't care. And that's what The Wall does poorly.
You're definitely not a cruiserweight.
You know that.
Well, don't tell me. Get in there and throw him around then.
Tear him up.
Gee whiz.
If you watch the matches that The Wall is involved in, he knows how to look strong and tough, but he doesn't. You can just always watch the wheels turning in his head. He's never consistently the character he's supposed to be. He's never consistently whatever The Wall is supposed to be. In point in case, I can never understand what The Wall is. I can never understand, so many of his matches I've been watching in WCW. Not that I'm focusing on him, it's just I'm watching 99, 2000. But so many of his matches, he just looks lost. That fundamental bedrock point that you need to have when you're wrestling. And it's, God, I'm talking too much. I'm not paying attention. I did so much better the other day when I was doing this. I think you push select to get your... Nope, that's pause, Paul. I don't know what you'd push to get your extra health there, but I apparently can't do it. Oh, get up. I don't know if I have infinite continues either. This is going to be a chore today. Well, at least I got two. Try to focus on this one a little bit better. if you don't have that foundational kind of, at least what teachers always kind of stressed to me when I was, working, was when you get to the arena, to like when you leave, when you walk through that curtain, you are whoever you're portraying in that ring. Like, you do not stop. I think part of what people don't realize that is, it's not just, trying to, oh God, I'm going to get knocked out again. Here we go. I'm not going to get back in. Silly. How do you get up? Okay, you just walk in the ring. Okay, so you just hold the arrow to the ring and that's how you get back in. If you don't maintain that character, if you don't maintain who you are, and I'm getting to it in a second. In a nutshell, you're a human being. So the first part of this, this whole thing that I'm getting into, it's you have to remember that it's okay if you look tired. It's okay if you look winded, because especially after certain parts of a match, you would be. So, I think the greats back in the day that were really good at this, like Jake the Snake Roberts, understood how to use that to their advantage. There's a segment I'm watching a match with Ricky Steamboat. I'll have editing pull up with the details of it here. But I'm watching this match, and he's got just an arm wrench on Jake, and just a simple arm wrench, and how Jake puts his own spin on it based on like his attitude and who he is. It really sells me on it. But it's like I can see the wheels turning in his head as a person who's competing in a match, and he's gesturing towards the crowd like, no, I'm not stuck. I'm going to get out of here. I have an idea. But it's just, how to take a simple, a rest hold or something that, is very basic and make it your own. Again, by just being what you're supposed to be, which is a person fighting in a match against another person for whatever reason. If you can't maintain to the audience that you're a person who's competing, you can't maintain that general sense of why there is tension or, why people want to get onto their feet when you're winning. What are you doing? You have to get those basics down first. And if you don't have that bedrock layer of foundational character building, then, get out of here. No, don't get out of here. Work on it. Experiment. Try different things. But definitely watch people like Jake the Snake who have an attitude about him, who carry this whole attitude throughout a whole match. It's how he was defined more by his character and persona because he carried out through the whole match that he was in. He was that from beginning to end, and it's incredible when you can do it at the level he does. As our winner is again,
Jake the Snake Roberts.
So yeah, we got Jake again against Macho Man. Got Zubaz on there. I really hope I don't have to start over. I'm gonna have to keep paying attention here. It's like, launch Macho Man the fuck out of the ring there. You didn't take kindly to that. I don't really feel this game is really that hard. I think you just have to maintain the positioning on the top two quadrants of a square, like I said. Get out of there. And again, understand that they don't realize that you can read their attacks pretty well. So like, as long as you stay out of that plane of attack that they're going to go to every time, you'll stay pretty healthy here. And hopefully you don't lose to bullfuckery like getting launched outside the fucking ring. Like you've seen Paul here in his apartment do at least once today. Again, just get out of that plane of existence. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, I can't drop kick him. He's not in the way. And I was like, yeah, no shit. And I think the reason you see me spin there is because the computer does know different situations. Like it does know there is a variant of the button press. If the person's down, it'll go for an elbow drop versus a punch or a kick. I think Macho Man knows. Again, like Steel Cage Challenge, I think this game does have a way to give you 2 bars of health if you push a button. I just can never remember which button it is. It's probably a variant of Select, because I believe it was just like Select for the NES game there. I don't know what that was there. It was a weird type of power bomb. I like that there is some crowd noise here, but I'll try for a pin there. I always forget you can go early, but you basically have to destroy them all the way down to nothing here to get the pinfall. Also, I love the fact that Jake the Snake, didn't really realize it the first time I kind of went through some of his matches, but the short arm clothesline set up to the DDT is rather nice. I like that. Especially with like how well he got the crowd and all the audience, ready for it. As soon as you see him go for that short arm clothesline, you hear the pop in the crowd because they know he's going to set up for that DDT. And man, did they protect the shit out of that move. It was so well.
Whip it to the clothesline.
Can he
so well hyped back in the 80s there, that DDT. As we're hyping ourselves up here, as we continue onward towards the WWF title here, Jake Snake Roberts.
We got next. Oh, we got the man himself, Hulk Hogan. I don't know if this is going to be the last match or not. There's only a few people in this game, so it's a relatively short playthrough here. Oh, go for a stupid move, Hulk. There we go. Oh, he's got a big boot too. Never forget that. I don't know how hard he's going to be to beat here. I beat it with Hogan. I didn't realize, I don't know how hard Hogan's going to be to beat. I don't know how hard Hogan is going to be to beat, but I can't imagine really there's any difficulty change between them. Again, just get a little higher up plane if you get your butt kicked. Remember animation distances. How keep going. There's no bullfuckery on this Game Boy game. I'll give them that. This one versus, all the other NES types of, all the other Nintendo games we played, there's less bullfuckery here, and I think that's one of the shining examples of what bullfuckery can mean when you're playing a game when there's absolutely none of it. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, and he gives me a little flippery-do there. Oh, get up, Jake. Don't be beat by Hogan. That's nonsense. There you go. I think you got to push over at times to get away from him. I think I got him here. I think
I got the Hulkster against the ropes. Haha, it's a pun there. Ball being punny here.
I'm going to play this game for ages. This game, again, one of the reasons I wanted to play it, it's one of the many reasons I started this channel, and this is a huge staple in the story that is Nana's Apartment. But growing up with a family that, when we got together on weekends, we pooled our resources and kind of shared everything we had so we can all have these unique experiences with different video games and stuff. And this is one of those games where, again, I never owned it, but I'm pretty sure it's the first wrestling game I ever played. And it was all because, my cousins and, my relatives were kind enough to share stuff like this with me. We're going to share a victory with you pretty soon here as we stomp the shit out of Hogan. Count that, ref.
Oh, that'll be a
3 there for Jake the Snake Roberts. So we take a pinfall victory over the Immortal One.
So you do got one more match. I believe it's going to be Sid Justice. No, it's going to be the Mountie.
From Canada, weighing 245 pounds of Mountie.
Did we already face Sid Justice? God, I've lost track. So many, okay. The staple of this series for me was always the Mountie, because it's like, again, I knew who Hulk Hogan was, cousins who had the Iron Sheik doll, knew who that was, knew who Macho Man was, knew who Yokozuna was, Doink was, obviously. But the Mountie, I never actually saw him outside of these video games, and it's like, I think it's funny that on Steel Cage Challenge and on this, he's present, and we have now featured him a few times here on Nana's Apartment, because so a large part of my memory, again, from back in the day here. It's kind of like I had older siblings all around me with my cousins, and it's like you just kind of get their hand-me-down toys and kind of you play with what they got to play with and don't care about anymore. And it's a lot of old 80s wrestling stuff, so that's what I care about here, and what I know about is about the extent of what they had kicking around. God, again, I can't believe how simple this game is, just with kicks. Poor Mountie. Just getting beat up on here by Jake the Snake. I don't know if there's signature moves here or not, but if you can just win with a kick,
less is more here in Nana's Apartment. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a personal philosophy. So we're dropping boots here all over.
Just a can. Don't get your kick in, then you get your shit, and then you get your payday window shit. I don't know. Stop rolling. Stop, drop, and roll the fuck away from Jake the Snake if you don't want him stomping a mud hole in your ass like he has everyone else's gameplay. Watch me only have a couple continues period, not like infinite ones, so it's like I think I'm going to be okay, but I really don't understand how much I'm skirting here. Ooh, I'm actually surprised he didn't get me there.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Waiting for it. Yeah. I don't know how many continues there are in this, but if they're not infinite, I'm being a lot less careful than I should be. I'm a lot less nervous than I should be because, again, I beat this the other day and it wasn't that hard. Is he rolling in the middle of the ring for me?
Either way, he's giving me a victory. Count them lights. This is the Mountie for Jake the Snake Roberts here as we move ever forward here in our chase for the WWF title. which apparently we have received here. Well, there you have it, folks. I said at the beginning of this game, not that difficult, very easy to topple there. All you gotta do is kick the shit out of everyone that comes in your way. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, we provide you once more with a glimpse of that shining crown jewel that is the Winged Eagle WWF title belt there, held prestigiously now by Jake the Snake Roberts here on Nana's Apartment here on WWF Superstars 2. We thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, we will see you next time.